turns in net here in 3 minutes. WBQRPW.
Okay. Thank you. Greetings. This is K8BF. My name is Greg. Welcome to the Portage County Amateur Radio Service Incorporated. Thursday night, 2-meter net here on the K8IV repeater system. I'll be using the club call K8BF for the net. This repeater system also allows and accepts inputs from Echolink. So I'll be asking for check-ins from around the corner and around the world, here on the Kent repeater. The repeater receiver is located at Sugarbush Knolls, using a PL tone of 118.8, plus Echolink node K8BF-L on Echolink. Be your net control operator this evening. As always, if you have any emergency or priority traffic, you may break into this net at any time. This is a directed net, and all calls will go through net control. You don't have to be a member of PCARS. Everyone is welcome. PCARS meets the second Monday of each month at 7 p.m. Monthly meeting is held at the American Legion Post 496 in Kent. The post is located at 1945 Mogador Road. Again, everyone is welcome to stop by and say hi. PCARS website is located at www.portcars.org in Kent. You can find out more information about PCARS on the website. PCARS also has a number of special interest groups that meet at the club site every Tuesday in Ravenna. Check out the latest award-winning newsletter on the club website for all the information on these activities. This net, I'll take pauses when asking for Echolink check-in since they have a slight delay in audio. When you check in, please give me your call sign, your name, and location. I'll acknowledge each call sign as I get them. Please be aware the repeater system has a 4-minute timeout. First, I am looking for Echolink check-ins only. So let's get started. Who's out there that wants to be number one on Echolink? Please call K8BF now.
Here is WB2RPW, Gary in Eatontown, New Jersey. Good evening, everybody on the net. Good evening, Greg.
Okay, there, Gary, thank you, and please go ahead with your traffic.
Going on this past weekend, we did the Winter Field Day contest in CW, and about 15 and a half hours, I guess, and 418 contacts, so that was pretty good. But 15 and a half hours out of 30, I guess. Do that because got like 4 or 5 hours sleep, I guess. And then we're going to do the Minnesota QSO party, CW, this weekend for a while. Help the guys out and add some points. But that's what's going on. So, K8BF, WB2RPW.
Okay, Gary. Well, all right. Sounds like you've been having fun playing radio, and we appreciate all the help we can get. I'll be working the contest from the club site Saturday, and for a while, and then maybe I'll come home and play on my own radio. But that's me. Okay, who's out there next who wants to be number 2? Please call. Somebody out there trying.
Checking in.
Head with your traffic and your call.
This is W8KFW Carl, Ravenna Township, checking in. Just want to check in, say hello. Nothing really new over here, and we might see you over at the club site on Saturday.
Hey, Carl, we got you checked in. Very good. Okay. All righty. Well, looking forward to seeing you. Hopefully you'll stop by. All right. Anybody else out there on Echolink, please call K8BF now.
Whiskey 3 Oscar Juliet in Maryland.
I got Whiskey 3 Alpha Juliet. You want to go ahead and give me your name and any comments you have.
Good evening. This is Whiskey 3 Oscar Juliet. The name is John. I'm in the city of Columbia, Maryland. Just thought I'd check in. I was looking at your net, and I finally got a chance to do it. Sitting here in rehab, so I have to use Echolink until I can get back to my QTH. Nothing much going on, just reading a book on how to build antennas for inside the home, since I have a townhome and HOA problems. So we're working on that. And I think that's about it. I'll be in here for a while. Back in that control. OJ, thank you.
Okay, John. All right. Well, I hope your rehab works out. Thanks for stopping by. And glad to have you stop by and keep reading that book there. All right. Anybody else out there?
Hey, Papa Juliet Whiskey.
Hey, Papa Juliet Whiskey. Need your call again and your name, please.
Papa Juliet Whiskey. This is Philip in Twinsburg.
Philip, go ahead. Comments, go ahead.
Whiskey here. Didn't have too bad of a week. I tried to do some winter field day events. In fact, I made some pretty good contacts. Only problem is my hard disk crashed while I was doing the log on, so I lost all my log files. So I'm not sure. Wasn't able to send them out to Bob or register them in my logging, online logging places. So anyway, I was kind of bummed out about that. So I spent about Monday and Tuesday trying to reconstruct my hard drive and get everything installed again. So we're back up and running now, so I'll be ready for the next time. This is KPKW, back to the net.
Okay, Philip, very good. Okay, yeah, that's a bummer when the hard drive crashes. Yeah. Sorry to hear that for you, but it sounds like you have a good attitude in there. All right, anybody else out there on Echolink? One more time, Echolink check-ins. Please call K8BF now.
RPW. That's it, Greg.
Okay, thank you, Gary. All right, appreciate the help. Very good. Okay, what I'm looking for now is any club announcements. Officers, anybody has any club announcements for the club, please call K8BF now.
K8BF, this is WB8LCD.
Tom, we got you on the log. What kind of announcements you got for us?
Well, couple. We've got Freeze Your Acorns coming up on February 15th, and that is a staple of the big fun that PCARS is known for. So I hope you'll all put that on your list as a day that you come out and have some fun with us. You'll see more about that in the newsletter and on the net, so I won't burden you with too much of that right now. Also coming up at our February PCARS meeting, I've got Brett Stamen, KD8SCL, coming to talk to PCARS about ARES. And as most of you know, we don't have ARES in Portage County. We've got the EMA Communications Unit, and we really think that both of those can coexist and work together. One can support the other, and not looking to steal sheep here or anything like that, but just think that there's some things that ARES could do in Portage County that would be good. And if you have any concerns, questions, or interest in finding out more about it, come on out to the PCARS meeting coming up, and we'll have Brett there, who is the section emergency coordinator, and he's going to talk about it. So just a couple of things that we got coming up in February for PCARS. This is WB8LCD. KD8LIR is sitting here with me, and we just want to say good evening to everybody. We've both been fighting the crud for about 5 or 6 days now, and starting to get over it. But boy, I hope that none of you get bit by that bug, because it's no fun. So back to you, Greg. Appreciate you running the net tonight. This is WB8LCD 7-3, all.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we don't want that. Keep that crud to yourself. I think Pat had some of that the other day. 24-hour type bug. But anyways, okay. Well, thanks for the information there, Tom. I got her on the log also. So let me take a break here. Now I am looking for regular check-ins. And my good buddy Joe did something pretty fun last week, so what I'm going to do this week is, as you check in, after you check in, give your comments. I'd like to know your first HF contact, who and where, if you can remember. So we're going to throw that out there and see who trips over that. So I am now looking for number 7, check-in. So please call K8BF now.
November Romeo 8 Whiskey, Russ, mobile at University Hospital. I'll be in and out, Greg.
Okay, Russ, got you on the log and as mobile, and good luck with whatever you're taking care of there. All right, next check-in, please call.
W8KNO, Joe in Hiram.
Hey, Joe, we got you on the list here. Who's next?
AC8QG, Nick in Stowe.
Nick, we got you on there. All right. Who else wants to check in?
Kilo Delta 8, Oscar Bravo Alpha, Ken in Ravenna.
Ken, we got you in there from Ravenna. And Joe is in Hiram. And I don't know, I think Nick's in Stowe, so we'll throw that down there. Okay, one more. Who else wants to check in?
ADH WCK Rick in Shalersville.
Hey, Rick, we got you on the list, so I'm going to go back to the top. Rick from Shalersville. All right. Russ is done and over with, so that's done. So, Joe, W8KNO, remember your first HF contact, who and where?
Let's, when you say HF, do you mean UHF or HF, or what do you mean?
HF, as opposed to VHF or UHF. High frequency, just HF.
Okay, I got my general and, let's see, I got to remember when I got my general. Oh, I got it on July 3rd, 1961. And the first time I used it was in September of October of that year at W3ADO, which is the voice of the Naval Academy. A classmate of mine had been on the phone with his girlfriend in California, and he didn't have enough money to keep talking, and the operator shut down on him. So I got on the air and called CQ for a phone patch. We got a phone patch in California, so they got fixed up. That's what I remember as my first HF contact.
Very good. Okay. A little before my time, Joe, but sounds like it was fun. Anything else you want to throw out there for the club?
The other thing is probably the two things I enjoyed the most, or I remember the most, is when in South America in 63, I worked 26 hours in a row of phone patch traffic to have every crew member talk to their family for Thanksgiving. That was one, and then while I was at the Naval Academy, I was calling CQ, and I worked a 1x2 call sign, and this is probably, let's see, that'd be 61 or beginning of 62. And at that time, 1x2 call signs it really told you they were old. And the guy came back and told me he only talked to 2-letter call signs, 1x2s. But since I was a 1x3
3, and it was ADO. I must have been pretty old. Then I told them what it was, and I ended up talking with 3 1x2 call times. Those are the 2 other interesting ones. Though I've worked NSS for Armed Forces Day. That was a good thing, and I worked Maritime Mobile, all sorts of places. But this last weekend, I worked CQ 160-meter contacts, and I had 162 contacts. So, back to you, Greg, W8KNO.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Well, you definitely have worked the system there, and good for you. So that's pretty good. All right, AC8QG, Nick and Stowe, your turn. And then Nick, AC8QG, K8BF, are you out there?
Well, good evening, K8BF and the net. This is AC8QG, Nick and Stowe. Just been dealing with a lot of things around the house lately, so I had to replace the hot water tank after my basement flooded, and then had to get a bypass installed from my water softener because that decided to also kick the bucket within 24 hours. And then I had to fix my furnace because I had furnace issues within the next couple of hours from that. So it's been fun around the house, as they say. And then in terms of my first HF contact, I have a paper log actually somewhere, but not in front of me. But it was a gentleman from Vienna, Austria. I threw a 20-meter antenna up in the trees in the backyard as high as I could, listened around for a while, and eventually made a contact with someone from Austria. So I do vividly remember that part. I was pretty excited because I wasn't sure how that wire was going to work, but it worked well enough that day. And I believe I did it at 10 watts. I think I was at 10 watts when I did it. So that was pretty exciting. But anyway, just looking forward to getting back into more normal things and hopefully seeing people from the club around at different events. And with that, I'll turn it back to Matt. This is AC8QG, clear and listening.
Okay, Nick, very good. Well, all right, Austria. Can you tell me what year it was?
It was summer of 2014. So it's I'm not that old yet. I'm kind of certainly in ham years, not that old, but summer of 2014.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, good luck. Always seems like if something breaks, then a few other things break with it. So I hope it wasn't too much damage, and hopefully everything will stay relatively good for you for the next few months. Give you a break. All right, where am I at? Ken, K8BF in Ravenna. Your turn, and when was your first contact, and where at?
Well, good evening to everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. Nice, warm, sunny morning today. But you know what? I'm sitting here trying to remember. I do not remember who the first one was. But I could say probably the first. When I put a radio in my truck when I was going out. I think I was going out across Missouri, and I got onto the RV net. I told him, I said, well, I'm not actually in an RV, but I do have a sleeper behind me. So they said, well, that counts. So I talked to them for a few minutes, but that's about, I don't even remember what the first one was. So, but I hope everybody's doing good. I didn't do much today. We had, the wife had a doctor's appointment about 11 o'clock, so I really couldn't get started on anything in that. And then we had to go to the drugstore, and they didn't have it ready. So we went down, got a few groceries over at Walmart, brought them back, and I had to go back down to the drugstore. And by the time I got all the running around done, well, it was 5 o'clock. And I said, well, I'm not going to do anything today, so just sit around. So I'll just say good evening to everybody. You have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll probably go over to the clubhouse for a little bit on Saturday. Try to do a little contest there. We'll see. I've done one at home, and or 2 of them at home, and that's about the extent of my contest. So this will probably be something new for me. So everybody take care, have a good one there, and I'll turn it back over to the net. K8BF back to net.
Okay, Ken. All right, you take care, and hopefully we'll see you Saturday. All right, Rick, KD8WCK from Shalersville. What's going on?
I liked your question about the first HF contact, so I went and pulled my log out because I remember this. It was in July of 2014. I had just got my general license in June, I think, of 2014. And I was afraid to use the radio. And I think I had a wire strung out the basement door because my shack was in the basement. And I talked to a ham on 10 meters of all things. Didn't realize how rare this would be because I don't think I have that many 10-meter contacts in my log. Talked to a ham in Georgia and his wife also. So I got 2 QSOs in just a few minutes as my first on-the-air HF experience, and I got sent cards and got cards back for those. So I do still remember that. That was very, very nice. Remember, KC4TVZ was Todd and his wife Chandra, XYL Chandra, KD4BVG. So, yep, I remember it. Thanks, Greg, for humoring me. KD8WCK.
Okay, well, I'm glad. Anything else going on?
Actually, yes. I was over at the rack in Ravenna, and I met Paul a couple of times, chit-chat. And he asked me if I still made the calendar up of nets and on-the-air events and ham fests. And I told him I had quit doing it back in November because I figured nobody was looking at it because nobody ever said anything to me. But he sounded interested, so I refreshed that, and so there's a stack of those on the counter down at the club site. Please take one if you see fit. Anybody who would see one, and if there's errors on it, don't be afraid to let me know. I would like to know of any mistakes so that I can make corrections. I updated the Ham Fest for February and March. There's quite a few of them, and made a couple of corrections on some of the other nets and on-the-air activities that I knew about, but I'm sure that there are some that I don't know. So please let me know. Grab a copy, and if you want a copy and there's none left down there, let me know, and I'll print you one off. Thanks a lot, Greg. KE8KBJ is feeling better after her bout with the emergency room a couple of times. So back to net. This is KD8WCK.
Okay, well, we're very glad to hear that. Glad everything's well. Please tell her I said hi. And you guys take care of yourselves down there. All right, Georgia, 2014. Nick was 2014. All right, this is K8BF. This is the PCARS Thursday night, 8 o'clock net. Looking for check-in, so who wants to be next? Please call.
Alpha Delta 8 India Romeo, Agnes in Stowe.
Okay, Agnes, I got you on the log. Hang in there. Who's next?
N8QE, Bob in Talmadge.
Bob, we got you on the log. Stand by. Okay. Who's next?
KF8QA, Eric in Stowe.
8QA, is that correct?
DQA, Kilo Foxtrot 8 Charlie.
Oh, Mr. Joe. Okay, we got you on the log. Hang in there. All right, who's next? I'd like to check in the PCARS net. Please call.
KF8ADQ, Joe in Brimfield Township.
Okay. Was that you just a minute ago?
Negative.
Wow, okay. Well, then I'm really messed up here. Okay, Joe, we got you here. Okay. All right. Hang in there, Joe. All right, let me get back up to Agnes. Agnes, what do you got for us tonight? And you remember your first contact on HF, whether it was voice or CW?
I do not quite remember my first contact on HF because I was like 8 years old when I made it. I remember, I think it was probably 2018, 2019, probably 2019 at the, probably the Ohio QSO party. I think I was working with Chuck, W8TT, made a nice voice contact, probably just somebody in Ohio, but kind of all a blur now. But it was fun nonetheless. Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, well, that's all right. We were all proud of you. I remember that. All right, very good. Okay, Agnes, thank you for checking by. And we're going to get you on the roster here in a little bit to run net control, so I'll be in touch. All right, NAQE, Bob, and Talmadge, how are you? And I'm sure you can tell us where it was and when it was.
Yeah, good evening to you, Greg, and everybody on the net. Just like Nick, it's been interesting last 2 weeks. My furnace completely failed, so I had to have a new one installed, and that meant that we went a couple days without not much heat. And then, of course, on one of the days with the big snow, my snow blower went down, and it's in the shop being repaired now, and I'm still waiting to find out how much it's going to be. Enjoyed working the 160-meter CW contest last weekend. That was a lot of fun. You didn't mention, but remind people, we do have a VE session coming up this Saturday at 10 o'clock at the club site, so if somebody's looking to upgrade or knows somebody wants to get a technician license, we'll be there doing that. I, too, will be there for the Minnesota British Columbia QSO party on Saturday. I don't know when I'll get to operate. Looks like there's going to be a pretty good turnout, so that sounds great. And as far as my first contact, that was back in May 28, 1966, so that dates my age. It was with WN8RQQ. We were both novices on the 40-meter band. The gentleman was Eddie Winkle, unfortunately now a silent key, and it was a CW contact in Greenville, with Greenville, Ohio, to my hometown at the time, which was Greenville, Pennsylvania. So I thought that was kind of neat. And I still have that original QSL card that we exchanged, and I really treasured that one. That was a great contact. I still remember going, about 5 words a minute. It took forever to make the contact, but it was a lot of fun. That's about it, Greg. We'll see you on Saturday, and AQE, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, sorry about your problems, but at least you got the furnace going. And hopefully we won't need a snowblower, but you never know. All right, there was a call out there. I did not count, and I think I messed up the call. So if there was a gentleman with low audio, please call K8BF now. I got a lot of noise. Can anybody relay? Did anybody hear that? All right, I didn't get that, and I apologize. So I'm going to jump down to Joe, KF8KDQ, I believe.
It's Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha Delta Quebec. My first contact, when I first got my, well, I've only had my license since April of last year, so definitely new. And when I first set up, I was using a very, very crappy antenna. So my first week was all FT8, all digital, because that's about the only thing I could connect to. So my first contact was FT8 with November 3 Alpha Zulu, who is Matt in Texas. A week later, I got a better antenna, and my first phone contact was Kilo Indian 5 Unicorn X-Ray Romeo Mark in Mobile, Alabama. So I did get some distance, I guess, theoretically, in my first few contacts. But, you know, definitely have a better antenna and a better radio now, so I'm making a lot more. As for what I've been up to, I spent most of yesterday playing with Vara AC, and I had a lot of fun. Made a lot, or not a lot, but about 5 or 6 contacts. So I don't know if anyone's ever played with or know of Vara AC. It is a nice mode, which is a text-based chat, I would call it, but it's got some really good air correction built in. And there are definitely people out there on it. I was bouncing between 40 meters and 20 meters last night. I actually, furthest contact I made was Puerto Rico, but got a few people in Indiana, Kentucky, but yeah, I spent about 20 minutes chatting with a very nice gentleman in Puerto Rico. So if you're looking for a new digital mode to try out that's a little bit more, let's say, interactive than FT8 or FT4, I would definitely suggest trying Vara AC. And if you have any questions about it or want a little help or want to play with it with someone local, hit me up, and I will definitely give you guys a hand. So I'm going to say this is Joe, KF8ADQ, back to net.
Okay, Joe, thank you. Well, I got the log corrected there, and thanks for your help Monday night there. I appreciate that, and thanks also for throwing the questions out there last Thursday. So I thought I'd throw one out there tonight. So very good. All right, I'm going to take a break real quick, not long. The February meeting, we're going to have an Aries oh, excuse me, I'm having a brain fart here. Okay, hang on. Okay. We're going to have somebody talk about Aries there at the club meeting program on our February meeting. And we have VE testing this Saturday between 10 and noon. So anybody that's interested, spread the rumor, and we'll get people in there. But I think we have a few people that are scheduled to take the test. So we have that going on, and then of course we have the Minnesota QSO contest party going on, which is going to also, we can operate radios from the club site. That's always fun. So that's what's going on. So right now I'm looking for check-in number 15. So who wants to be number 15? Please call now.
Good evening. This is Whiskey Alpha 8 Uniform Whiskey Victor. Doug in Talmadge.
Okay. We got Doug in Talmadge. Hi, Doug. Glad you could stop by. All right. Question here is, when was your first HF contact, and who was it with? Where was it? So that's the question. So the year and what state, where country, or wherever you were at, made the first contact. Go ahead. It's your turn.
Okay. K8BF it was probably, I don't remember exactly, but it was probably my Elmer. So he ushered me into ham radio, RF contact. And his call was W8KPJ. Whatever. One interesting thing that I might mention is I've been monitoring the signal strength of the repeater antenna here. And normally I get a S9, but when the weather was extremely cold, it was going up to S10, S9 plus 10 and plus 20. Maybe phenomena there. Anyway, back to that. Everybody have a good evening. This is Whiskey Alpha 8, Uniform Whiskey.
All right, very good. Okay, well, Doug, we got you on there, 6667 for your first contact. And very good. So we got you on the list. All right, who wants to check in next? Please call K8BF now.
88FQ, Ben in Stowe.
Hey, Ben, I got you on the list. KD8FQ, is that correct?
Alpha Delta 8, Foxtrot, Quebec. Alpha Delta 8, Foxtrot, Quebec.
Well, we got it corrected there on the log. Okay, very good. Okay, Ben. Well, when was your first HF contact, and where was it? And that's the question of the day, and hopefully you're done helping your dad clean up the basement.
I think it would have to be like in 2018, so decent ways away from now. And I think it was in Canada somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. Might have been Quebec. And yeah, the basement, things are stable now, so it's just a matter of getting everything back to how it was. 88FQ back to net.
Ben, we appreciate you stopping by, and that's good. Glad to hear things are stable. We got you on the log there. Very good. Yeah, well, 2018, that probably does seem like a long time ago for you, but really wasn't. All right. Who wants to be number 17? Please call K8BF now. Anybody else out there like to check in? Please call K8BF now.
KF8 CUA, Eric and Stowe via Echolink.
Eric and Stowe, I got you on the log. I need your call one more time, please.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Charlie Uniform Alpha. That was me with bad audio a little bit ago.
Very good. Okay, well, sorry about that, Eric. I just couldn't bring you out of the mud there. All right, so we got you on Echolink now, and the question of the day is, when was your first HF contact, and where was it?
Yeah, I'm still a little new to this, so my Baofeng has some kinks to iron out so I can get on the net properly here. My first HF contact was 40-meter FT8 on January 20th of 2025, 20 days ago. And I have yet to make a voice contact, still trying to figure out how a lot of this works. So appreciate the opportunity to try a couple different things out tonight. KF8 CUA, back to net.
Okay, well, all right, we got you squared away there and written down on the log, and good luck, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the hobby here, because a lot of us have had a great time over the years. So I wish you the same luck and the same fun. So that's that. All right. Anybody else want to check in? Please call K8BF now.
WB8LCD recheck.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, I gave my announcements and my check-in before you told us we had a question for tonight. So I'm going to give you the answer to the question. My first HF contact, I was operating as Whiskey Nancy 8 Alpha Bravo, and it was a CW QSO on February 20th, 1968, 0845 to 0901 GMT. WN8YMP gave me an RST report of 569. We were on 3.7 megahertz CW. He was running a DX60B at 75 watts with a half wave dipole. I was running a homebrew transmitter at probably about 50 watts into a vertical on the side of my house in Aurora, and I've got the QSL card from that QSO, so that's kind of special for me. I've carried that around a lot of different places, moves through the years, and it's something that I've managed to hang on to. Been some other stuff that I've lost, but this I've still got. So it's a great treasure. Somebody will throw it in my coffin with me one of these days, I hope. All right, WB8LCD, back to net.
Okay, Tom. All right, well, we appreciate that, and I apologize. Yeah, but I figured you'd chime in after a while, so I figured right. All righty. Well, we got you on there, so yeah. All right, well, I'm going to throw out mine. I think mine was in 1985, 84. And it was CW at the time, and it was a local contact, which was fine. So that's mine. That's mine. My date and location. So I went on to make a bunch more 40-meter contacts on CW, and got 40 states before I was able to switch over to sideband. So anyways, that was a good learning experience. So that's K8TOA's fame there. Okay, well, before I close the net, again, we have an Aries program coming up at our February meeting, which is not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. And then we also, Rick has printed up calendars, and they're at the club site. So if you're up there this weekend, go ahead and take a calendar. And then we also have the VE testing going on this Saturday, along with the Minnesota QSO contest. So a lot of things going on this weekend involving radio. I hope everybody enjoys themselves and be safe and stay warm. All right. Again, I'm going to say I'm going to close the net. I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by, taking the time to check in. Your participation is very much appreciated. PCARS would especially like to thank the K8IV repeater owner for allowing us to use the repeater system for the PCARS net. I'll now turn the repeater back to regular amateur use. 73s, everybody. Hope to hear you guys again. K8BF is clear. Also, K8TOA is clear. Bye-bye.